Hello, dear viewers. Today we're going to be talking about the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the summit that was held this week, with chaired by India. Let's begin. Welcome to Global Nationalism. I am a global nationalist. I support nationalism in my country, India, and in all countries around the globe. Today we're going to be talking about the SCO and the summit that was held on 4th of July and the decisions taken. It was chaired by India, and I want to talk about how India's role is in the SEO. Let's get started. This is a New Delhi declaration of the summit, and it says that the growing technological and digital divide, continued turbulence in global financial markets, global reduction in investment flows, instability of supply chains, increased protectionist measures, and other barriers to international trade, consequences of the global climate change, and COVID-19 pandemic are adding to the volatility and uncertainty in the global economy and creating additional challenges for economic growth, maintaining social well-being, ensuring food, and what this part of the statement shows is that they're focusing on technological development, and they also talk about the economic downturn that has happened in the last few years, and that it's affected their countries uh, affect much. This is with reference to the sanctions on Russia and the tariffs on China that the West has put. And the fact that they talk about climate change is significant because India and China have not announced any carbon or greenhouse gas emission cuts in the near future, but it shows that they still take this issue seriously. And uh, they also talk about it, how this will hurt the implementation of the 2030 agenda for sustainable development of the United Nations. This agenda is when the UN wants to achieve several goals. Uh, One of them are elimination of starvation level poverty, making sure most people in the world have a basic level of education and other stuff. The member states also reaffirmed that the SEO is not directed against other states and international organizations and is open to broad cooperation with them in accordance with the goals and principles of the UN Charter, SEO Charter, and international law, based on consideration of mutual interests and common approaches to solving regional and global problems. And yeah, this shows that the SEO is not against any country, which it is wrongly portrayed as by some of the Western media and Western governments. So yeah, this is a good line. The member states note that the effective activities of the SCO regional anti-terrorist structure in promoting cooperation between competent authorities in countering terrorism, separatism, and extremism, and they subject to their national laws and on the basis of consensus, the member states will seek to develop common principles and approaches to form a united list of terrorist, separatist, and extremist organizations whose activities are prohibited on the territories of the SCO member states. This is good because terrorism affects many countries in the SCO, and India did raise this issue, and even though India was indirectly referring to Pakistan, the fact that Pakistan allowed this part of the statement to remain in the official uh, release shows that maybe it also might take action against terrorism. We can only hope. And they are going to conduct further joint anti drug operation, which is great news. They emphasize the importance of the Convention on Prohibition of the Development, Production, and Stockpiling of Bacteriological (biological) and toxin weapons, and on their destruction (BTWC) as one of the pillars of the global security architecture. This is reference to Russia's claims that there are biolabs in Ukraine that are making bioweapons. So this shows that they want all countries to prohibit the development of these weapons. So I'm not saying that there's any evidence for it or against it. I'm just saying that Russia has spoken about it in the past. The member states consider sustainable implementation of the Joint Comprehensive Action Plan on the Iranian nuclear program to be important, and in accordance with Resolution 2231 of the UN Security Council, urge all the participants to strictly follow their obligations for comprehensive and effective implementation of the document. I agree with this. I support the Iranian nuclear deal that was signed between Iran and the P5 countries in 2015. So I'm glad the SCO is supporting it. And the member states stressed the historical significance of the admission of the Islamic Republic of Iran to the SCO as a full member state. They also noted the importance of signing the Memorandum of Obligations by the Republic of Belarus to achieve the status of a SCO member state. This shows that they are willing to accept new members and that they're happy with Iran gaining acceptance and admission. And Belarus has applied, made an official application to become a member state. Hopefully, it does. And at the SCO, India's Prime Minister spoke about terrorism. He said that terrorism has become a major threat to regional and global peace. Dealing with this challenge requires decisive action. Regardless of its form or manifestation, we must unite in our fight against terrorism. I completely agree with this statement. And talks about the form or manifestation of terrorism because Pakistan has several terrorist groups and it proscribes the groups that target its government but supports the groups that target India. So, Prime Minister Modi is saying that all terrorist organizations, no matter what their form is, must be uh, take have must have action taken against them. In response to PM Modi's remarks, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif alleged minority persecution in India. This is completely unnecessary. What happens in India is its internal of matter and is not something that the SEO should be bothered with. And also, India spoke about the uh, importance of connectivity. They said that connectivity is crucial for the progress of any nation, of any region. Better connectivity not only enhances mutual trade but also fosters mutual trust. However, in these efforts, it is essential to uphold the basic principles of the SCO Charter, particularly respecting the sovereignty and regional integrity of the member states. And yeah, this is talking about the Belt and Road Initiative of China and its attempt to bring connectivity to Central Asia and other countries of the SCO. India supports the bringing together of connectivity, but it wants sovereignty of all countries to be respected. India's sovereignty has not been respected by China's BRI because its China Pakistan economic corridor passes through Kashmir, which is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is claimed by India. So India says that violates its sovereignty. And so India does not support the BRI. And in this summit, India did not vote to support it, although all other members did. I agree with that decision. And here, yeah, India once again refused to endorse China's Belt and Road Initiative, becoming the only nation at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization not to sign an agreement in support of the ambitious project. I have no issues with that. And India also spoke about the inclusion of Iran in the SEO group, saying that this can help make maximize the use of the Chabahar port after Iran joined, which is why one of the reasons why PM Modi is happy with Iran's joining. He says that the international north south transport corridor can serve as a secure and efficient route for landlocked countries in Central Asia to access the Indian Ocean. We should strive to realize its full potential. This is about the industrial corridor that will be built from Russia to Central Asia and Iran and finally to India. This is kind of India's alternative to the Belt and Road Initiative by China, and the fact that this is supported by the SCO is good, and that shows that they're not being held hostage by China. So now on to my closing remarks. I am happy with the joint communique and the overall uh, decisions of the summit. I'm glad that India held firm on its interests and that other countries didn't force India to change its stance, but were willing to agree to disagree. I'm disappointed with Pakistan talking about minority uh, persecution in India, which is not happening. There's no national level minority persecution, but overall, it was a good summit. And as far as India's role in the SCO, a lot of commentators have their own opinions. Some say India is getting diminishing returns from it. Others say it's good. I think it's good because it gives India access to Central Asia's countries like Turkestan and Kazakhstan and prevents China and Russia from dominating them. And it basically gives India some influence in the overall Eastern bloc that's coming up because the West is sanctioning Russia and targeting China, which is forcing them to come closer. And by India being working with Russia and other SCO countries, it prevents China from uh, forcing and pressurizing them to accept its demands and prevents the SEO from becoming an anti-India group, which China could make it. So yeah, I think India should continue to be a member of the SEO and continue to engage it. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. Please share your thoughts on this video in the comment section. If you want to see other videos about the SEO, click here. If you want to see my previous video, click here. If you want to see the sources I use for this video, click the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. Bande Mataram.